Up next, AJ, let's pivot from Marvel to DC. Let's talk. I think you and me are on record now by agreeing that pretty much for the foreseeable future, hands down, the most important superhero movie is Superman Legacy.
Oh, it's ride or die for DC, is it? Really? Let's just be 100% real with that. There,
It is
there's a lot
right.
riding on it.
Even if Superman Legacy does, here's the important part. Even if Superman Legacy doesn't do huge box office numbers, it needs to be well received. That's the thing. Because it's not going to get, listen, it's James Gunn involved. That will help it, no doubt. Um, but you're not going to get $1 billion Superman movie yet. It's not there yet because you need to wash the stink of the previous DC movies out of people's mouths, and that takes time to fix, as we are experiencing with Marvel at the moment, right? What this movie needs to do is be good and not be subjectively good. This movie needs to be universally liked and hopefully loved, right? You need to please the critics and you have to please the fans. If you can achieve those two things, you may not make money, but you'll create a baseline for people to have an interest in DC again, thinking, I heard that Superman movie was pretty good. Let me check it out on Blu-ray or on Sky or on HBO or whatever streaming it ends up on. Check it out. Actually, this is good. I'll go see the next DC movie now. That's the momentum you want to create in this. Well, it turns out Superman Legacy could be quite dark. Here's the full story, AJ. I was quite surprised by this, but let me run it down for you. Superman Legacy. Jacob Elordi turned down an audition because it was too dark. It turns out Jacob Elordi have been in the running to play the Man of Steel. Now, he does look the part in Superman Legacy. However, the actor turned down the DC role because it was, quote, too dark. In the early days of Superman Legacy speculation, Jacob Elordi topped the list of many fans regarding who they wanted to play the Blue Boy Scout. It's now come out that the actor was actually offered to audition for the role, however, ended up turning down the chance to be in the DC universe due to it being too dark, which Elordi revealed when asked if he had any superhero ambitions. Quote, not particularly, no. I've always been told to say a rounded answer or my agent will get mad at me. Anything can happen, and obviously anything can happen. But at this stage in my life, I don't see myself having any interest in that. Mr. High and Mighty. I like to make what I would watch, and I get very restless watching those movies, and then I'm supposed to finish it with never say never. Well, they asked me to read for Superman, Elordi finishes. That was immediately, no thank you, that's too much, that's too dark for me. It's certainly interesting that Jacob Elordi found the Superman Legacy script too dark, given many fans worried James Gunn would make the Man of Steel too silly in his new DC universe. Though given the project is rumored to feature conflict in the Middle East, it seems all but confirmed the project will be deeper than many may have expected. AJ, what's your take on this rather odd take of someone not wanting to play the biggest superhero in history on the basis that it's too dark?
I'm aware that I can sometimes be a dinosaur and sometimes I need to Google a name to find out who it is. I have no idea who you are, with the highest of respect, Mr. Elordi, whoever. Nope. Again, respectfully on that.
On him.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, I'm going to listen to that. But what I'm hearing is a guy who doesn't really appreciate superhero movies, which, again, I'm not saying you have to, but if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. So you reading it and saying it's too dark, that could just be because it's not really your take and you're just like, it's not your cup of tea. So for this guy to quote it as too dark may not be as dark as one expects. But no, let's go.
No, yes, it is. I'm looking at his filmography now. Okay. Whoa.
Right, go.
Okay. You won't have seen these because these are well, I'm assuming you won't have seen these. But he did that Euphoria series with Zendaya.
Right, I'm aware. I've heard of this show, but yeah.
Dark as hell. Like Saltburn with Barry Keoghan, which is out this Friday, which is meant to be dark as hell. Yeah, I mean, he's also done things like Two Hearts and and oh my God. So and the kissing booth. So he's
Oh, I've
behind
seen the kissing booth.
yeah. So
I
he's
mean,
the
not what I
shirtless
should
dude.
admit, but yeah.
Of course you have. He's the shirtless dude in the kissing booth.
I don't know that far, but I just know the film. It's a Netflix film. It's easy to watch. But here we go. But maybe with the portrayal of Superman, that he might have thought it to be a bit lighthearted. Who knows? Maybe he was a Smallville fan, or if anything, or that's the kind of teen shows he's expected to be cast in. I, on the other hand, welcome a dark, because to me, Superman has always been too clean, and that's the way that Gunn may even go with it. Let's just, well, this is it. That what you're highlighting is the only time I really could say I love Superman. Like, don't get me wrong, you can watch a Superman cartoon, you can watch a Batman cartoon. We all know which one we prefer to watch. You watch the Justice League, we all know who we prefer to follow. Let's even take it on a Marvel front. We know the difference between the first Avenger and oh God, the second film, Civil War, not Civil War. Oh,
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Sorry, I completely blanked there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? These cookie cutters need a bit of edge. That's what helps with these films. Now, okay, granted that his TV series and upcoming film may be ultra dark. So how dark can you take it? We're also talking James Gunn as a director. So I mean, he's a good director. I've not known him to go into the deepest, darkest forest. So like, let's not push it. You know, let's not push it. Again, he's not the writer. So, but there's only so far it would have gone.
He is. Gunn is the writer.
Oh, right. Well, there we go. Even better.
He's writing and directing.
Yeah. So then with all of this, and I do stand corrected, show my ignorance on most of this and just talking off the gun. Like this, to me, there's only so dark you can get. And I believe with the backlash that came with Man of Steel, I don't think you're going to get that dark again. So I'm taking it from a man who's probably very used to the red, yellow, and blue being a certain figure. You've seen it a different way. He's like, that's too dark for me. I don't think it's as dark as we were expecting. But I welcome a bit of edge on Superman. That's my personal take.
This comment means absolutely nothing. It means less than nothing. It is one actor who went to read for a role and it wasn't for him. You could pull this apart and be cynical in many ways. You couldn't be saying that because he wasn't good enough. Oh, he's only a romantic comedy guy, but then you look and he's done Euphoria and it's like, okay, maybe not. Look, Superman needs some edge. I don't want to see a man saving kitties in the trees and helping the firemen out. I don't want to see that. Now, do I need to see him snapping Zod's neck? No, but did I like that? Yeah. A balance in between? Something, don't try and go to the depths of despair that Zack Snyder went to. James Gunn has always had, like, if you've seen Guardians 3, Gunn can go dark. If you've seen things like Sliver, Brightburn, like Gunn can go dark. There's always at the center of Gunn's films, there's surface level amicability and fun and joyfulness, but the characters are all carrying heavy burdens usually, and he juxtaposes that, that depth and that playfulness really well. That's what makes him such a good filmmaker, in my opinion. And I think that would lend itself very well to Superman, kind of taking a best of the whole Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill and kind of mixing them into one. I'm all for this. I like, if it's too dark for you, Jacob, cool. David Corn sweats Superman. You do not matter in this conversation, my friend. Am I happy that Superman's gonna have a bit of an edge to him? Yeah, hell yeah. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below, guys. Are you excited about this new Superman Legacy movie? And do you agree that it's the most important comic book movie of recent date? Let us know